All right, this is the same complex. I wasn't paying attention as well as I should have been ahead of time. So same complex as Parkview. This is Montecito, 4 bed, 2.5 bath, 1704 square footage. 20 days on the market, 589. So this is on more of a pass-through road. So this faces out to this busier road here, but plenty of additional parking if necessary for you. This is the Maya Club, or the Maya community right next door that I was suggesting I didn't really like. Let's peek at it. It does not feel nearly as updated. I don't know if I can make much of a determination on whether or not something smells musty. It's certainly not being used all that much. It's a little vacant, so it kind of has what I would imagine is a bit of a vacanty smell, just because it's not turned over all that much. So relatively same setup here. Closet here. Again, this was that living space that we saw. I'm going to peek behind things and check. So that's a window that's not been touched. So nothing updated on that window. My guess is probably throughout. Floor is fine, although it's a very cheap laminate. Very cheap laminate. So that will, I can even see kind of some bubbling on some spots, moisture, spills, things like that will show. We do have our popcorn ceiling in here. Again, I don't know how to make much of a determination on whether or not that has asbestos in it or not. Again, just it's much more dated. This stuff, hasn't been really touched or addressed. It's not nearly as sharp looking. We've got huge mirrors in here. So this one just needs help and needs some work. Again, those doors have not been touched. That's probably original sliders. That window has, it appears to be updated. I can't tell if the other unit reworked some of this space or if that was just set up the way that it was with the staircase coming. Yeah, I don't think you can just rework the staircase here. So that's how this was set up. We've got what appears to be, a pantry here, our laundry room here, and then around the corner, this is kind of a common layout of these, is the half bathroom downstairs. And so they've done some updating in this. Some of the stuff is pretty original, like this cabinetry and stuff is all original. Somebody did some of these tile touches and a new vanity in here at some point. Much smaller kitchen, just a little tight in here. Someone threw shaker cabinets on. This is a quartz countertop, which is fine. Again, that window has been updated. It's kind of a view back today. Let's see, again, original sliders. Probably needs a little more reworking out here. It just feels a little dumpy. Could certainly use a cleanup. Again, these old pass-through windows used to be able to, pass through and have stuff here ready to go. That window's not going to do that with the screen in place, at least. And then the same setup outside. You've got your storage. You've got 2 parking spots here. So just a lot more work on this. You can see the back end of this, these old, I've got quite an obvious gap going right here, which seems interesting. Old kind of coppery finish there. Okay, I'll peek upstairs. This just isn't giving me the same vibe as far as cleanliness and updatedness as the last unit. But a 4th bedroom can go a long way. Yeah, see, look, we've got this cheap laminate stuff right here that's starting to spread. That to me might suggest maybe some moisture or something has gotten down there and spread these out a little bit. Also, just poor install can cause that as well. So 2 bedrooms over here, 2 bedrooms over here. Peek at this. This is basically the primary, I believe, because we've got our tub or our shower set up. I don't think I would consider that anything other than just kind of standard grimy shower, right? Like that's just as your body and skin and soap. Just needs a good cleaning down there. I wouldn't imagine that that's any sort of like moisture or anything. But again, if I'm comparing the shoddy work of throwing a coping down because you didn't line things up nicely, there's no threshold here at all with the switch from bedroom to bathroom. I would not be using this kind of flooring in a wet zone. It's just not awesome. So I'm just not in love with this one. This bedroom will have to come across the hall and share this bathroom. Again, they've updated like these mirrors and things, you know, but and this bathroom seems to be a fine update. Again, I don't dislike the idea of keeping a tub somewhere in the unit, which the last one did not have. This is a very tiny bedroom, but again, if you're just trying to stick as many renters in as possible, you know, just for sleeping really is the only, is the only real need there. And this is a fine sized bedroom, typical. I don't think, I peek behind here. Yeah, so these are just all single pane original windows up here. I think the only window I'm recognizing, yep, that's a single pane. Only window I'm recognizing as having been addressed would be that downstairs. Yeah, single pane. The downstairs kitchen window is the only one addressed. These ones facing the south would probably be kind of your first go about updating windows based on the sun exposure that those always get and your efficiency costs. So not a huge fan of this. Again, I'm getting more of a vacant vibe, a vacant smell than I am any sort of musty. I have never really personally needed to pay all that much attention to popcorn. You know, again, the concerns of that would be warranted and could only really be addressed on our end during an inspection. We'd have to get somebody to test things, I guess. And again, once everything's inside the walls of the unit, like popcorn ceiling, like your plumbing, all that stuff, that's all on the homeowner. So I don't know what the HOA would have, if they would have anything to do with that. So yeah, again, like I pointed out, just some shoddy work, just this, the pictures gave it a bit more of an updated feel, and it certainly does not compare at all to the unit I just did. So let me know your thoughts.